Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today we're doing another pick a card reading, and this one is around a secret or mysterious message that is meant to find you at this time. Use the 4 cards that you see here in front of you to select a reading that feels like it's calling to you, and then use the timestamps linked in the description box or pinned in the comments below to jump ahead to your reading. And we'll see you there. All right, hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Queen of Cups, then this is going to be your secret message that's meant to find you at this time. So let's take a look at the cards that you have. I'm going to save the tarot for after. We'll start with the oracle cards and we'll see what's coming up for you. So you have Fresh Approach, number 21. You have Adventure, number 30. You have Achieve with Integrity. I achieve with integrity. And you have Show the World the Real You. And then for your tarot cards, you have the Lovers, the Empress, and the Tower, all major arcana. Okay. So group number 1, what I'm seeing here initially is that there's something that needs to be realized. There's something that is needing to come to the forefront of your mind that you haven't been seeing, but you've been feeling. You've been feeling it, but you haven't really thought about it clearly. So it's interesting because you have a lot of major arcana here. Like I was saying, you've got 3 major arcana in the tarot cards that we pulled. So all of them. And then the card you chose, the Queen of Cups, is a court card, which is also very heavily focused on emotions. So I just feel like there's something here that you're needing to combine in regard to your mind and your emotions. So let me get a little deeper into this and see if I can figure it out. Oh, it's a calling. It's a calling. You're being called in a specific direction and you feel this calling, but you have not admitted it to yourself yet. That's why this is still a secret message. And you're being called to do something that you've never done before. You're being called to step completely outside of your comfort zone, and to do it in the right way with I achieve with integrity. You're being called to make sure that you're doing this very much in alignment and toppling any structures in your life up until this point that are not aligned with this calling. So this could be a vocation, this could be travel. I'm not really sure yet. We'll get more information as we go along, but it feels like it's a soul level calling, and it's deep. It's in your bones. It goes to the roots of your being, but you haven't necessarily thought about it fully yet, consciously. So let's see what additional information is wanting to come through. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, they're drawing my attention to the sand and the shells, and they're drawing my attention, in this one, they were drawing my attention to the fact that there's like some people in the mountain here. So if you can see, it almost looks like there's faces there in the mountain. So it just feels like you're being called to the earth. For whatever reason, that's the message that I'm getting. It's like the earth is calling you. Maybe even a particular location, because you do have this adventure card here. So this could be that your heart is calling you to go to a specific place for a specific reason. And emotionally you feel that pull, but you're not necessarily consciously aware of why you're needing to go there or what the purpose is. But it's something to do with a group. Like maybe there's some people there that you're meant to meet and you're meant to connect with because they're on the same emotional level as you. Maybe you're meant to get out into the world because it's part of your purpose. And Aquarius is very much about the collective. It's focused on the self, but it's aware of the unity and the unified whole. So it is also concerned with what's going on in the collective. And I see all these people here kind of doing the same thing. They're all tuning in. They're all feeling. They're all being connected in that moment. And that's what I'm getting here with the Lovers. I'm also getting choice with the Lovers. It's like you have a choice. You might have multiple options of places you could go, and you're feeling this call or this pull to travel or to go somewhere, but you're not sure where to go. And you might even be looking to the sky or looking to God, looking to source, asking, what's the correct choice? Maybe you're trying to tune into your intuition by meditating, or maybe, you've been looking at readings and stuff like that online to try and find a way to figure out what you're needing to do here, or what the meaning is behind this. It's completely putting you outside of your comfort zone. It's kind of the intention behind this calling is to put you in a position of growth, is what I'm seeing here. And this fresh approach is really going to set you on a new path. And it is going to be a major life decision. And it's going to pull you into your power. It's going to propel you into your power, I should say. Because we do have a lot of powerful energy here. We do have a lot of very awakened, intuitive, psychic, spiritually aligned and in integrity energy here. And especially since the Tower here is screaming at me about these old foundations that are not stable and you completely moving away from those, I feel like you are definitely in your integrity, and that's why you're feeling this so deeply, and that's why you're kind of wondering, what do I do about this, or what does this mean? I feel like the clouds are going away. So if you were unsure of certain things, or there were things that were like obscuring your mind or your mental clarity about this, they're actually going to be moving away. I feel like maybe this reading or other messages that you've been receiving lately from your intuition have been kind of slowly but surely clearing away all of that confusion and bringing you a sense of clarity. Even in the Tower here, we've got that the clouds and the lightning bolt coming out of it, and the lightning bolt represents to me this awakening or this awareness. It's new consciousness, and so you have an understanding basically of what it is that you need to do and why. And even if you don't understand fully why, at least you know what you need to do, or you have clarity around this decision. This could involve someone else, but I think it involves more than just one other person. I don't necessarily see the lovers here as like you and a partner. I mean, that could be a part of it, but I really see it as like a whole collective of people, possibly even worldwide, because we do have full moon in Aquarius energy with show the world, the real you. So this is really about your authenticity, your integrity, your emotions, your new path, and your capacity to trust that intuition to guide you on an adventure of some kind into something you've never done before, so that you can serve a larger group of people, or so that you can be connected to a larger group of people in a very, very abundant. I also see protection here. So you're going to be abundant in this when you can follow your intuition and trust that path. And that clarity that this is bringing in, and the level of intuition that you're developing, it's like a spiritual muscle that you're developing that's strengthening you and moving you forward. This is really what's going to protect you. I see angelic support here too. So if you're called to meet with certain people or to go to certain places, and to do things in a way that you've never done them before, especially as it relates to kind of offering up what it is that you feel, or something creative, or even something that's spiritually serving these people, I see that there's going to be protection for you, or there already is. There already is. Not there's going to be. There already is protection here for you. You're being watched over. You are receiving messages about this, and that's why you were called to click on this reading, is because you're meant to receive the messages about this. Now let's grab some astro dice here and see what other messages we can get. Okay, so you have Jupiter in, actually you have, Jupiter in Virgo in the 5th house. Okay, so 5th house is like children and play and fun, can be about the home as it relates to those things. Jupiter is expansion, good luck, blessings, protection as well. They're reminding me protection and abundance, growth. It just grows everything bigger, bigger, bigger. And Virgo is about practicality and organization and order, cleanliness, things like that. So when I see these three coming out together, I get this sense that you're meant to be creating a system or something like that that orders or organizes something, and maybe this travel or this adventure or this new approach to something is going to help you do that. It could even be that you're meant to go to a particular location because you are creating more order there as you go by having fun, by being in your highest expression, and by expanding that. It's like I see you just kind of like these people are doing here. They are charging up their energy and expanding it out. So they're connecting with a higher source of power, and then they're connecting to each other and then expanding and expanding and expanding that energy. That's very Jupiterian. The Virgo energy makes me feel like it may even have to do with healing, because the Queen of Cups, the Empress, and this integrity card is really speaking to me of healing. So you might be called to go to a group of people and do some healing collectively, or something even fun, but that fun provides healing. They're reminding me that the 5th house has to do with pets as well. I think. I'll have to double check that. But they did draw my attention to the tiger here in the Empress card. So there may be something to do with animals, felines in particular. This could be a big part of it. Whatever the case may be, I definitely see expansion here. I feel like this is going to challenge you, group 1. It's going to challenge you, but it's going to cause you to strengthen your courage, because they are drawing me. I don't think you'll even be able to see this if I hold it up, but there's a little jaguar or leopard in the back of the imagery here, and they're also drawing my attention to the lion. So yes, we're getting a lot of feline energy: lions, tigers, not bears, lions, tigers, and cheetahs or leopards. So this is very much about that courage, ferocity, strength, pride energy as well. It's like connection to people, the collective group, and how you can be of service in that way. This could even be to a location, dare I say, that has lions, tigers, and cheetahs or leopards. I mean, I don't know if there is one continent or one location that has all of those outside of like a zoo or something, which I don't recommend going to. But I do see that it could just be a feline energy, but it could be somewhere physically that has those animals, like Africa or some kind of jungle. It could be an island, because they just drew my attention to this cliff in the background here that almost looks like an island. So it could be somewhere. Yeah, and there's islands here as well. It could be somewhere tropical. It could be somewhere in the Amazon or African continent. It could even be somewhere with volcanoes. It could be Hawaii. Again, I don't think that those large cats are in those locations. I'm just kind of picking up on what I'm picking up on and sharing that. So there's something to do with the world here. And you may be a grid worker, for those of you who know what that is. And that's why you're being called to particular locations to do some grid work, to meet up with people who are also grid workers. And this could just be completely by chance or synchronicity. It's not planned. Or you could be going to this place to do some kind of a ritual or ceremony, like going to a retreat or going to some kind of a sacred ceremony, something like that. Could even be a festival for some of you. But the reason that this information was kept secret, and it's a mystery, is because you are meant to trust your intuition on when to go and where to go. It's definitely challenging you to step into, or out of, rather, I should say. It's challenging you to step out of your comfort zone and to kind of put yourself out there in a way that you maybe haven't before. This could even be traveling alone for the first time if you've never done that before. So it will kind of challenge you to get organized in regard to how you play in this way, because it does feel like it's going to be fun. It's not like a business trip. It's meant to be fun, but it is going to require you to make sure that you're doing it the right way, that you are kind of covering all your bases so that things don't fall apart. And then everything's just going to expand and very synchronistically take you where you need to go. So that is what I see for you, group number 1. It looks like there's a trip of some kind. There's a message here about that and leading to your growth, your expansion, connecting you with people who are on the same vibration and or doing the same thing or wanting to do the same thing as you. And it's putting you in a position where you're very much being your most authentic self and communicating and expressing your feelings in a very compassionate, spiritually advanced way that allows you to expand. Because that Jupiter energy and like all of the cards here are really speaking to me of expansion. Like you're meant to be expanding, and part of that is physically. That's why it's quite literally about travel. It's like you're expanding and broadening your horizons. Jupiter does rule or is connected to the 9th house, I believe. So that's, Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is travel. So that's what I see for you, group number 1. I guess there's some travel in your future. Maybe make sure that your passport's in order. Oh my God, I just looked out my window and there's a bunny right in my backyard. Just a little bunny. So very fertile. And now I'm hearing in my head that song, Little Peter Cottontail hopping through the forest. So you're going to be hopping through the forest and you're going to be free, is what it feels like. Free to be abundant, free to explore, free to meet new little bunnies and create abundance for yourself and to just have a fun time. That's what that feels like to me. All right, so I will leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in the next reading. All right, hi group number 2. If you chose this, the Devil card here, welcome to your mystery message reading. Let's take a look and see what you have coming out. So I'm going to save your tarot cards for after. We'll start with the Oracle. You have Seek Beauty. You have Culmination of Vision as well. Okay. You have A New Start is Coming, which is New Moon. And you have I Am Kind with the snake there. Interesting. And the fire coming out of her middle finger. Okay. This is looking interesting because I'm being drawn to the fire on the Devil card as well. It feels like a fiery new moon. This could, because it doesn't even specify. Usually in the Moonology deck, it specifies which moon it is. I'm feeling it could be related to a fire moon, so Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. Okay, let's look at your tarot cards. You have the King of Pentacles, the Temperance card, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so that's where the Devil kind of comes into play here. All right, so group number 2. I'm seeing a couple different things, but let me just kind of put this together. Okay, so group number 2, what I'm seeing here is that you're being called to take a look at some tendencies, okay, so take a look at some tendencies within yourself, specifically around these new moon cycles. And for whatever reason, those new moons are going to help you to bring awareness to these things that specifically are related to not disempowering in the sense that you're completely in a victimized state or mentality, but it's more just like there's some subtle tendencies towards being attached to beauty and luxury, and focusing a little bit too much on those things to the exclusion of just the basics, like the bare necessities and nature and a lot of the things that are there that are free. And I think that for some of what I'm seeing here with the Devil, Seek Beauty, and the King of Pentacles, it's kind of like you've gotten a little bit imbalanced in the physical nature or aspects of life. You might be focusing a lot on money, or focusing a lot on leveling up in your career, or focusing a lot on what you have, or maybe even what you don't have, or what you have versus what other people have. And it's kind of chaining you. It's restricting you in this way. And it's also causing you to be a little greedy. I mean, And maybe even not kind to other people. You might look down on people who have less than you, or you might have contempt for people who, I'm seeing in my mind, people who you perceive as working less hard than you, people who you think are lazy, or who, it's like they don't have what you have and they complain about it, or they act like a victim. And then because of that, you're like, well, if I have this, then you can have it too. You should just get up and do something about it, but there's always extraneous circumstances. We don't know somebody else's life. We don't know what's going on in their mind or their heart or their past or their soul's history or their karmic patterns. We don't know. So we can't look at the surface and kind of judge someone that way. And I don't think that you're necessarily doing that consciously. I don't even think that you might not even be aware that this is something that's going on, because it's kind of, again, it's like a mystery thing. It's below the surface. It's not in the conscious mind. And this doesn't make you a bad person, okay? So please don't take this the wrong way. It's just that you've kind of focused a lot on one thing to the exclusion of the rest of the information. And it has allowed you to grow. It has allowed you to level up and to step into positions of power, which is great. And it will continue to do that. The thing to balance this out is really about seeing the other side of it as well. It's having that other opposite end of the spectrum perspective, so that you can see where your view is disempowering you and others by extension, and being a little bit more focused on compassion. Because the fire, to me, for whatever reason, is speaking of compassion. Even though, yes, we are associating it with the fire moons, and yes, we are associating it with the fire signs, I just get this real sense of like fiery compassion, and maybe even freedom and liberation. So for whatever reason, the flames feel like you might be called to, instead of condemning other people unconsciously for the lack of vision that they have, or the lack of motivation, or the lack of results that they've gotten, I kind of see you looking at them. I mean, if in the past, in the negative energy, you were looking down on them, in this new beginning, or in this greater expanded awareness, once this vision is realized, or once this understanding of what's happening underneath the surface is there, it's like you can start to see how you can light those people up, or how you can show them how to light themselves up. There could be something to do with blessing other people or activating other people energetically to step into empowerment, to free themselves from a limitation. And that's maybe why this pattern came up for you in the first place, is because you're meant to be breaking this cycle, and you're meant to be seeing these things for what they are and stepping out of that materialistic perspective that is very, very common in not only just this society or this culture, but just generally speaking on Earth, because it is a third dimensional planet. And so we do tend to focus a lot on the physical aspects of life: survival, food, comfort, luxury. And then we invented this thing called money, and that just made everything a whole lot more exacerbated. So I just get the sense that you're meant to be understanding this collective pattern within yourself in a more detached way, so that you can actually detach from some of those more materialistic things and balance them out with the natural essences of life, so that you can create more balance within yourself, and then by extension be able to help others to do the same thing. So in a very kind and compassionate way, you are able to see these patterns within yourself at a very deep level. And don't take it personally, right? It's not like this is something bad about you. It's something that's within you because it's part of the collective. And maybe you're just meant to transmute that. Maybe you're meant to heal that within yourself, so that you can do that with other people, or for other people, or maybe just for yourself. And then through that energy, it becomes something that's accessible for others. You might not even have to do anything physically for other people. It's just you kind of breaking free from that pattern, which liberates us all. That's the culmination of the vision. Woo! And then I knocked the cards. That's the culmination of the vision. That's the awareness that's gained, and that's the balance that is a result of that internally. So let's take a look at your astro dice For group 2, ooh, yes, you have the Sun, which is all about the self, the ego, pride. And you have, is this 9 or 6? Let me find the 9 and see. Yeah, this is 9 then, yeah. And the 9th house, Sagittarius in the 9th house. We were talking about Sagittarius in the 9th house in group number 1. So if you were called to, if you felt like you were wanting to watch that reading, I would check that one out too. But anyway, the Sun is the self. It might be to do with your physical beauty. Maybe that's something you're preoccupied with, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's like too much of anything is a bad thing. And that's what temperance is talking about here. It's like we need to have moderation with things. We need to be able to find balance. We need to have harmony in the things that we're contributing our energy to, especially if it's gone like a little bit too far in one direction. And so this is kind of calling you to focus on your ego and to take a look at some of those patterns and the physical, material natures of life. And then it's interesting because Sagittarius is that fire sign energy, first of all, that I was picking up on here. But the 9th house is it's about your beliefs. It can also be about travel, expansion, higher learning. So this could be like a very deep kind of higher learning that you're doing within yourself. Could be about seeing other people from different walks of life than you and learning to understand them better, because you're no longer looking at it just through the eyes of your own experience, just through the eyes of ego. You're looking at it actually through the eyes of the higher ego, which is like the higher mind or the higher will. So that's like source consciousness. And I also see Sagittarius here as, I just heard ruling class. Interesting. So okay, and if this isn't something that's very personal to you, if it's not something that you are actually struggling with here, then this could be about you kind of breaking those cycles of the ruling class who are stuck in this very, very egotistical, material, egomaniacal type of energy, sociopathic type of energy. I don't think that, I'm not directly referring to you, group 2. I just mean like the ruling class, the elites, the 1%ers. This could be something that it's like an archetypal pattern that you are meant to break by becoming aware of it, either in a small fraction within yourself or in how you interact with other people through this energy of kindness and transmutation. It's like you're able to transform that energy for whatever reason. You're able to spread the vision of the clarity and to break through any deception or distortion or thievery or selfishness or egotistical type of. Also, I'm seeing like a hoarding of resources or hoarding of knowledge. It's like you're meant to be breaking through that or breaking out of that and enlightening or expanding people's minds. And if you're not doing it for other people, then you're just doing it within yourself. But that, again, like I said, that does do it for other people because we're all connected. So whatever you're embodying, you make accessible to the rest of us because we're all in this collective soup of humankind consciousness. So this is really cool. Yeah. I see a lot of transformation in here as well. Like the butterflies and the snake are really speaking to me about transformation. And it could be even you transforming your money and changing your perception of people who have money. Like maybe you didn't come from money, and so you look at people with money as like evil or part of those ruling class, or sociopaths, psychopaths, things like that. You're like, oh, millionaires are all horrible people, and maybe you are actually stepping into your abundance and undoing that deception or that programming, so that you can actually be a representing individual of how empowered abundance can look. Ooh, that's interesting. Because you're kind. And you're breaking through that deception by having balance and harmony within yourself, so that you have this money and you seek to fulfill your vision. You seek the inner beauty. You see the soul flame rather than just the material things. Like that's part of it, but it's not all of it. And that's the difference. So for some of you, this is really going to be about you being the new model for the frequency of compassionate abundance. Compassionate abundance. Okay. And you're reversing that devil energy of servitude. You're breaking free from it yourself. and you're following this beauty, or you're following this path that leads you to your empowerment. Because there's a stag here, and it's reminding me of like the king of the forest. So you're meant to be in a position of power. That's very much King of Pentacles. So that position of power is going to give you the freedom to start something new, to use your vision to start something new. It's like a new era of empowered millionaires, billionaires, abundant people. It's like power to the people type of energy here that I'm picking up on. This is really cool, and it could be about expansion in foreign countries. That's another reason why I'm recommending going and watching group number 1, because there was messages specific, there was messages specific to that there as well. So check that out if it resonates. We do have Jupiter on the side of the dice here as well, which was what came up there. So anyway, group number 2, very interesting reading. Let me know how it resonates, because there was a couple of different ways that information could be applied. But yeah, that's what I have for you. So that's the mystery message. Hope that it resonates and that it serves you and that it didn't trigger you too much or anything like that. And I'm sending you so much love. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. If you chose the Page of Swords, then this is your mystery message. So let's take a look. I'm going to put your tarot cards to the side, and we'll start with your oracle. So you have Be in Service. You also have Be Your Best Self Always. A lot of bees here. You be this, be that. You have Meditate and Contemplate, the new moon in Pisces energy. And you have I Am Peaceful. Okay. Let's take a look at your tarot. You have Page of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands as well. Okay. Okay, so group number 3, the first thing I noticed was that you have a lot of messages around being peaceful, calming yourself, being your best self, being in service to others. So it's very, very like spiritual, heart-centered, heart-based type of energy. You also have 2 pages here. And so these are really talking to me about you starting something new or learning something new. This could be a new path or a new way of doing things. It could be like a new meditation routine, or it could be you practicing kind of controlling your mind or learning techniques to do that. It could be learning a new service or skill that's going to lead you to abundance. And I also see a lot of like horses. You've got the horse obviously in the Knight of Wands, and then you've got these 2 seahorses. So this kind of feels to me like you're meant to be moving forward. You're meant to be doing something. You're meant to be like riding into battle or riding into these new endeavors or these new learning excursions or something like that. But at the same time, you're somehow meant to be peaceful and calm and in alignment with yourself as your best self. So it's this very interesting energy of like needing to do things or put things in motion and learn or communicate or do. And at the same time, it's like just rest and be peaceful and chill out and meditate on it and come into your heart and be at peace. So you've got like this very kind of conflicting energy here. And then the 9 of Pentacles is just smack in the middle of your reading, like, well, I'm just going to focus on what brings me joy. I'm just going to go for a stroll in the garden and smell the flowers and talk to the animals and take things nice and slow. So it's kind of that meditation energy, but it still feels a little active in the sense that it's kind of going out there and doing something, or like enjoying the luxuries of life and the little things, and you stopping to smell the roses and have a good time. This is, I think, what's helping you to be your best self. It's helping you to be charged up, fully peaceful. And this may be a form of meditation in and of itself. You know, meditation doesn't have to mean that you're sitting down or lying down and your eyes are closed and you're just tuned out. It doesn't have to be that way. It could be that you're meditating by connecting to nature or just going outside, or heck, you can do meditation doing anything. Like you could meditate doing your dishes. You could meditate when you're out shopping. You could meditate literally anywhere at any time. It doesn't have to be like a dedicated thing. You can actually just do it by making yourself more conscious and present in the moment. That's pretty much meditation all day long. But it does take discipline. The Page of Swords here is speaking to me of discipline. Maybe that's what this service is about. It's like you being in service to others through disciplining your own mind. Learning new things, putting yourself in a position to be able to expand and to possibly teach others this, but I don't know for sure because I don't have any other cards that are talking about that, but it just came up into my mind, so I figured I'd say it. It's something you're passionate about. Whatever this is, it's passionate, fiery, you're very focused on it, you're in the present moment about it. But for whatever reason, it's like, it's still very dreamy, very Piscean, very, I hate this word, but woo-woo. I freaking hate this word. And it triggered me earlier today when I heard somebody else say it. Because what does that even mean? Like, what is woo-woo? Where did that terminology even come from? And what makes it woo-woo? Just because you don't understand it? You know? Spirituality is not woo-woo. Spirituality is like the natural state of being for all life. It's you know, anyway, I won't go on a rant, but what I'm getting from you is like this very Piscean, very gentle, soft spiritual energy that allows you to enjoy the luxuries of life, to be your best self, to be in a state of happiness and peace within, so that you can serve others in some way. And this could even be by learning something or teaching something or both. Could be about money, could be about spirituality, could be about meditation, but it's something you're passionate about. Even if it's like creating peace for yourself and others, it's like you're still fired up about it. You're still passionate about it. You're still raring to go. So go. You know, the mystery message here is you're meant to be doing something about this if you haven't already. And it's kind of like, yeah, it just feels like you've maybe been feeling like you haven't been making any progress. The 2 pages here can speak of like new beginnings and taking things slow and still being in that beginner stage. But I do sense that you're moving forward faster than you think you are. So don't worry about the time that it takes to do this. Just focus on how you feel in the process. Just focus on your enjoyment. Focus on what gives you that sense of passion, creativity, fire, curiosity, luxury, enjoyment, like your personal fulfillment and happiness. Just focus on that, because that's your best self energy, and that's what you're meant to be in to make whatever this is supposed to be happen. They're drawing my attention to the number 41 and 24. What does that mean, Spirit? They said cycles. There could be some kind of cycles to do with age, so it could have been between the age of 24 and 41. For whatever reason, I'm seeing 24 reversed, and I don't have dyslexia, so it's like 41 and 42, so it may be like between the ages of 41 and 42. If you're older than that, then it would be something that happened around that time, or that's relevant to this. Or if you're younger than that, then this could be a very significant point in your life. Between the ages of 24 and 41, and specifically 41 and then 42, there's something that's going to be majorly leveling up. But it's all in divine timing, because they are showing me the like hourglass that she's got there with I am peaceful. So it's like being at peace with the fact that you know that this is all unfolding exactly how it needs to, because you've meditated and contemplated about it. You've tuned in. You've connected to your peace and your guides and your higher self, and you're just like, yeah, I know that this is happening exactly as it needs to. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to get fired up about what I can do now. I'm going to stay in this very abundant, very grounded, very enjoyable energy, because that's where my best self really resides. And then I'm going to do things that help me to learn more, or to teach others, and to communicate this message, or to be of service through some kind of teaching or speaking, or transmission of the information or the energy, whatever the case may be. Okay, so let's grab some astro stuff here for you, group 3. Okay, you have Virgo. Group number 1 had Virgo. You have Jupiter. Group number 1 had Jupiter as well. It's interesting because group 2 was pointed towards group 1, and now you two, group 3, are being pointed towards group 1. So maybe all of you are meant to be watching that one. I don't know. So Jupiter is expansion and blessings, protection, good luck. It's the great benefic. Virgo is organization. Is this Virgo? Yeah, it is. Organization, order, cleanliness, practicality, material things, because I'm seeing it connected to the 9 of Pentacles here. And then the 10th house is business, career. So this is very much about your career, business. You're meant to be in service in some way. You're meant to expand people's minds, maybe, because if these people aren't you, if these pages aren't you, these could be people that you're teaching, or that you're sharing information with, or that you're doing something for in some way, especially as it's related to your experience of your best self and your ability to be at peace and your ability to share or disseminate that information collectively, because the 10th house is like your public image, and it is your life's purpose, your career, your reputation, how you work, who you work with. Interesting. This could be even creating systems. So maybe the service for other people is like creating a system so that they can come into the light, because now they're showing me in the background here that I'd never noticed that there's like multiple seahorses in the background in the dark, but there's the one that she's feeding and it's come into the light. So this could be about creating a system that helps more people come into the light, come into this peacefulness. Maybe you're teaching people how to meditate or how to find peace or how to manifest. Yeah, because we do have these 2 pages right next to the 9 of Pentacles and being your best self. That all makes me think about raising your frequency and manifestation. That could be a service that you provide. But there's a system to it. And that's connected to what you're meant to be doing here in terms of your service and your career. So the mystery message here is really about you embodying this for yourself and then being able to share this with others or teach this to others in some way, because it's part of your career path or your purpose here. And you're going to be majorly blessed for this, is what I'm seeing with Virgo and Jupiter. It's like you're going to get a lot of material blessings for this. It's going to help to provide a lot of stability for you because you're giving a lot to the collective. And so it does need to be balanced out by you receiving that as well. And it's like you're just able to create this for yourself. And then so you're going to teach other people how to replicate that through some kind of a system, structure, or protocol. Cool. Let me know what that is. And if you want to learn anything about manifestation, I mean, it's great to just kind of do that on your own and find out what works for you. But there are systems, there are structures that already exist that are really great. One of them is the 7D Manifesting Blueprint. That's one of the ones that I do. And it's created by Andrea Hess. She also did soul realignment, which is another form of readings that I do. So anyway, I just feel like this is somehow related to that. If you're interested in more information on that, I will leave the links to Andrea's webinars and her teaching and her website and stuff like that down below, so you can take a look if you're interested, because that could be something that you're being called to learn, a service that you're going to provide for other people that's not only going to help you level up, but it's also going to help them do the same thing. Because I can tell you just from experience, the 7D Manifesting Blueprint seriously has transformed my life in the past 2 months, and I'm not even that far into it. And it's transformed the clients that I've done the readings for so far on as well, because I'm still new at it. But yeah, it's highly, highly transformational. So anyway, I will leave it at that. Group number 3, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you enjoyed the reading and that it resonated with you and supported you on your journey. And we will see you in the next one. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 4. If you chose the 6 of Swords, then this is your reading about a mystery message that's coming in for you. So let's take a look at your cards. I have some Oracle and Tarot, so I'm going to just leave the Tarot for after. You have number 46, Gratitude and Appreciation. Celebrate Differences. I'm seeing a lot of blue in your reading already, just like a lot of blue. Could be to do with the throat chakra. We'll see. You have New Moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So action and movement. And then you have, I respect the property of others. Okay. There's a lot going on here. I still don't know the message, so let's get your tarot. You have the 10 of Cups. Wow. Okay. Lots going on here. Ace of Wands. Holy cow. Yeah, seriously. And the 6 of Cups. What even is this reading? Group number 4. There's just so much here. Okay. So let me just sit with this for a sec. Okay. So group 4, there's some interesting themes that I'm seeing in your reading. It's like, it's all about you and other people. And so the first thing I noticed is then the 6 of Swords here, the gondolier or the ferryman he's transporting these 2 other people. Gratitude and appreciation makes me think of, it's like he's grateful that he has business and they're grateful that he's taking them where they need to go. Celebrating differences, it's like they're in completely different situations, completely different roles, but they're both celebrating each other and appreciating each other because they're able to both benefit from this exchange. It's like a win-win situation. And then you have that you respect the property of others. Again, there's like these 2 people here and they're both appreciating or respecting each other. They're both experiencing gratitude, even though they're different. They might be in different situations or they're just completely different people with different ideas or beliefs, but yet they're able to respect each other and respect each other's property, which is really interesting. Then the 10 of Cups here, it's again, there's like 2 people in the card and they're embracing, they're having a great time being together. So it does feel like there's something here to do with your relationships and connections with other people and how that relates to your ability to take action, because the Ace of Wands and the new moon and Aries energy are very much simpatico here. These are like the exact same energy. And I just get the sense that you are meant to be doing something with other people that helps in connecting or bringing you guys together in some way and experiencing all of the joy through these connections and through this. Maybe it's like an exchange of services, or maybe it's like products and things like that, because property makes me think of products, whereas the 6 of Swords makes me think of services. So maybe it's like one of those 2 things. Maybe you work in an industry that creates products or that sells services, or maybe you're an independent contractor or an independent self-employed entrepreneur, something like that. And it's like you're being called to take action. So the mystery message here, I feel, is like you're meant to be connecting to other people. You're meant to be connecting to what they value and what you value, and kind of bringing those 2 things together to create this really like overall harmony and appreciation. It's so much gratitude and so much connection here. It's like the merchant energy that I'm getting from this is so strong. The 6 of Cups is even that as well. It's like 2 people in a market and one person is giving the other one flowers. And I just get a great sense of gratitude from both of them as well. It's like, again, it's that energy of mutual exchange, mutual benefit. Like the person buying the flowers is really thankful and happy because they're getting something that they really enjoy for a good price. And then the person selling the flowers is really happy because they're making that person happy by, providing this service or this product. But then also they're getting money exchanged for it. So they're, that provides for their needs. So it's a win-win situation. And I just get the sense that this is something that you're meant to be doing right now. This is like something that maybe you're not aware of, and something that you are needing to kind of bring into your conscious mind, because they're drawing my attention to the moon here with the rainbow all around it. It just feels like, oh, and there's a moon over here too. And then we have the new moon energy, obviously. So it just feels like this is something that's been unconscious for you. Maybe you are being called to step into service in some way, or to be in a light worker position, or to do some kind of product exchange or service exchange, or it's like you're meant to be connecting with other people. You're meant to be exchanging and coming together with people in a way that it unifies you, even though you're maybe completely different. And they respect you and what you're offering, and you respect them and what they're needing. And it's like, it's very mutual. It's very beneficial for everybody involved. It's a win-win situation here. So for whatever reason, that's what Spirit is needing to bring forward to you at this time. It's like if you can kind of put the pieces of that together, hopefully this will resonate to you, because you'll be able to kind of see then maybe what the steps are to take, what you need to do to take action towards this. Maybe it's just the inspiration that you're getting here in the reading today, or maybe just the awareness will help you to expand and to start offering this product or service or whatever it happens to be. Because it's going to make you very happy. It's going to make other people very happy. So again, it's like, that's probably why they've called you here today. And it's time to take action. It's time to start doing something about it. It's time to put power behind the thought, because it's meant to be physically manifested. It's meant to be made real. It's meant to be built. So if it's a business or a product, it needs to be invented, or it needs to be created, or it needs to be sold, or it needs to be available. It's like, what are you going to do about that? How are you going to do that? I mean, I will leave that up to you guys, but the energy here is kind of prompting you just to be aware that that's something something to focus on. Okay, let's grab some astro messages here as well. You have Taurus, Neptune, and the 12th house. So Neptune in Taurus in the 12th house. Well, the 12th house is all to do with spirituality, the subconscious mind, hidden things. Can also be about like things that are kind of on the outskirts of society. Hospitals, ashrams, rehab centers, all sorts of things that you don't normally see, that people go to retreat to do some mental or emotional healing. Taurus is very practical, very hands-on. I feel like the Taurus energy here is also speaking about service, because I feel like Taurians are so practical that they always want to do something or like provide something. They're always like, what can I do for you? Like they're very sort of hands-on type of people. It depends on the placement, but yeah, just like that Taurus energy itself is very much about like, how can we create more balance here? And what do we need to do? And how can we make the situation better, more enjoyable for everybody, And how can I make money doing it? Because Taurus is also, it's an earth sign, so it is concerned with, finances and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. And then you have Neptune, and Neptune is very spiritual as well, in similar energy to the 12th house. And Neptune is to do with, it feels like awakening here. It's like, I just heard the Great Awakener. Neptune also gives me like a dreamy energy. So it's like that lunar type of vibe where it's like very much connected to the dream realm and the unconscious and the spiritual self and the emotional realms and things like that. And you do have the Six of Cups, Six of Swords, Ten of Cups. It's like this energy of emotionality and the dreamy realm, and it's like an awakening of some kind. It's funny because I think that Uranus is actually more the Great Awakener than Neptune is. So I don't know why I got that for Neptune, but I guess it's relevant here. But it just feels like Neptune is kind of challenging you to... It feels like... Yeah, it just feels like an expansion of energy or something like that. I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it. It just feels like... Yeah, it does. It does feel like an awakening. So I don't know. It's just, this could be like an idea that you're meant to take action on or put some effort toward. But it's like, it is an awakening of some kind in and of itself. So I don't think it's just a service or just an action. It's like a form of awakening. And then through that, it becomes physicalized. I don't think that's even a word. It becomes it is made physical, even though it's something that's very intangible, immaterial, and spiritual. I don't know what else to make of that. Group 4, sorry. Yeah, it just feels like this mystery message is like an idea. It's like a divinely inspired idea that you're meant to be taking action on or selling or sharing or doing. in some way, in a very practical, hands-on type of way. Yeah. It's a dream. And this Aries and fire, Ace of Wands energy is kind of lighting that spark underneath your butt to get you going, because Taurus can also be a little slow moving. Taurus takes its time, which is not a bad thing. Sometimes it takes time to do something right, and you want to do it methodically like that, but sometimes Taurus on the shadow side can be a little slow. So, and same thing with the 12th house. It could be like the house of undoing, and Neptune in its dark aspect can be like delusion or illusion. So I feel like this is something that's like awakening you, getting you out of any stagnancy. Yeah, it's like you're moving out of stagnancy or choppy waters or situations that were imbalanced, like lose-lose or, whatever. And instead you're moving into connection to people, situations, or this creation of this product or service that really, really does allow you to feel a sense of gratitude and connection to people. And it puts you into this energy of being charitable and being generous and being very giving. It's like you're providing this security for other people, or this spiritual awakening. Yeah, I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. And I think my energy's starting to get low. So I'm having a hard time kind of focusing. I need to have a nap. So that's what I have for you, Group 4. Hopefully this was clear enough to give you some kind of direction as to what to do with this energy, or why this mystery message came through for you. I'm sending you so much love and blessings. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.